so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much. Share the broadcast, share as you join, share to those who are close to you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Onye Mazi Fanyi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the program. I appreciate every one of you. Mr. Kelly Samuel, thank you for joining. I appreciate every one of you that have connected to the program. Wherever you are joining me from, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect you. Thank you for joining. Osai Harrison, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Ozioma, thank you so much. Ozioma, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you wherever you are watching from. I thank you for connecting to the program. Thank you for joining us. Stephen Ogueri, thank you for joining. Stephen Ogueri. Lino Bright Jidofo, thank you for joining. Lino Bright Jidofo, thank you for joining. Please share the broadcast on your platform. Share the broadcast. Any WhatsApp group you belong, any group you belong, wherever you belong, share the broadcast so that people can join us and get this information. Ifeanyi Nwankwo, thank you for joining. Ifeanyi Nwankwo, thank you for joining. Wherever you are connecting from, I appreciate you. I thank you for connecting. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and bless you. N Square Elom, thank you for joining. Please share the broadcast on your platform. Share it. By the time you share, people can be able to join us and we can be able to reach to as many people as we have to reach at. Thank you for joining. I appreciate every one of you. Today we are back once again, as we have always done, to encourage each other. Remember, the race we are running is for all of us. The battle that we are fighting is for all of us. It is for our freedom. It is for our future. It is for our born children. No single person has this as his own problem. It is not the battle meant for Mazi Simon Ekpa alone. It's not the battle meant for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone. It is the battle that is for you and I. Every hand must be on deck for us to win. Today, as you are watching, in case you are coming into this platform for the very first time, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, follow the platform, follow it so that you can be able to update it and get information. And by the way, this is an auto-piloted platform, auto-piloted by Chukwu Okike Abiyama himself, under the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand, speaking the truth always, the truth and nothing but the truth. We don't preach propaganda, we don't preach blackmail, we don't preach hate, we don't attack people. We come here to encourage Biafrans and say things the way it is without being politically correct. That is what we do here. This is a platform meant for the Biafran people and Biafran friends and the lovers of freedom across the world. If you join this platform, just pay attention. You are going to learn a lot. You can equally make your contribution on the comment section or follow the link for joining and bring you in. Then you can be able to make your point. Today we have gathered once again to speak to Biafrans across the world, to encourage each other, to talk about things that concern us. And if you look at the topic I chose here, I say Biafra is the answer. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa are the good guys. Biafra is the answer. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa are the good guys. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, say all hail Biafra. Say all hail Biafra. Say all hail Biafra. Biafra remains the answer. Biafra remains the answer. Mazen Nandekano and Mazen Simon Ekpa remains the good guy. It is no longer a story. It is no longer history. It is no longer a mere propaganda, a mere word. It is not something we have to force into you. Today, there are evidence everywhere to show that we have been fighting the right cause. There are evidence everywhere to show that we have been standing for the truth. There are evidence to show that everybody that is autopiloted is standing on that which is right. So if you're on this platform today and you are an autopiloted member, you are also a good guy. You are also a good guy. Either you're a man or a woman and you're autopiloted, you are one of the good guys. And I bet you that we continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, and bless you. No amount of blackmail or propaganda will stop us. They can never stop us, no matter how they try, no matter how they try, no matter their propaganda and their blackmail. They can't stop us. They can't stop us. So I urge you, as you have joined today, to pay attention and also continue to do that which is right. As I have always said, if you are not following Master Simon Ekpa on Twitter, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama, after this program, run to Twitter, type Master Simon Ekpa, follow him, and retweet every single tweet that he tweets. Every single tweet he tweets almost every minute. Retweet it. That is a job you have to do, because the radical evangelism is still going on. We are on a different stage now. We have graduated to a different stage. And continue to sit at home, just as we said. Continue to sit at home. That sit at home, you can see the effect of sit at home, that you have kept the Biafran people safe. It is because the Biafran people have obeyed and listened. That is why you see today there are no casualties in Biafra land. There are no killings and attacks. There are so much propaganda and blackmails against us over there. Because the Biafran people obeyed and they listened and they sat at home. Because the Biafran people have chosen the way they are going to demonstrate their own democratic rights. And they did by staying away from the evil contraption and their election. When we told the people who claim to know it all, we tell the people who claim to know it all, who we are talking about the obedience, those who are following the London boy, we told them that the London boy cannot be able to make any change. We told them that the London boy cannot be able to see the key to Aso Rock. We told them that whether you vote London boy or don't vote, that we are standing on the ground and what matters to us is our freedom. They thought we were joking. Today, we have been vindicated and the whole world have seen that we are fighting the right cause. The whole world have seen once again why the Biafran people say they no longer want to be part of the Zoological Republic. The whole world have seen why the Biafran people say they don't want to be part of this evil entity, this contraption called Nigeria. Today you can see how they are disgracing themselves before the whole world. You can see videos that I imagine, even the worst thing is that I don't know how you can shame the shameless. They can't even hide their shame. They can't even hide their evil act and shame. They still come into public to showcase their evil, their propaganda, their fraud and lies. It is so sad. It is so sad, but that is the truth. You go to the social media today, you go to the conventional media, you see how they continue to display their ignorance, continue to display their wickedness, continue to display their fraud in the open. How do you expect to have a sane country that is going to bring his own president or whatever through fraud? How can a fraudulent election give you a sane president? It doesn't happen. How can a fraudulent election give you a sane country? It is impossible. How can a fraudulent election give you a good economy? It's impossible. How can a fraudulent election give you security? It can never happen. These are the things that we have seen long time ago before now. Our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, saw these many years ago. More than a decade ago, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw that there is no way you can be able to redeem the Zoological Republic. He said it in secret, he said it in open, he announced it, and he shouted and he cried and told us to wake up and pay attention. That road we are passing, is leading to nowhere. It will not lead you to anywhere. That the Zoological Republic cannot lead you to anywhere. There is nobody born of a woman that can pilot the Zoological Republic to glory. It can never happen. Mazen Nnamdi can preach that message and preach, and we had him. As if that is not enough. So many other people keyed into that message of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Politicians keyed into with confidence and began to speak on the House of Assemblies and the House of Senate. And they said that Nigeria will never ever grow. It can never ever know progress. It can never ever know security or it can never ever be built as long as they continue to build on the evil 1999 Constitution. And the politicians pick up the courage and begin to talk about that. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu stood his ground and shouted on top of his voices. They said it, and then still no one paid attention. No one paid attention. Good luck, Ebele Jonathan tried his own possible best to constitute the Constitutional Conference. After conducting the Constitutional Conference, where the whole tribes came together to air their opinion and say what they want, the Fulani Caliphate still rejected that very decision. That was the only move that have made in recent days. The only move that have made in recent days to get the voice of the people to speak in that contraption. The only move that have been made in the recent days to make sure that the voice of the people is included in the arrangement in that Zoological Republic. It was good luck Ebele Jonathan that did it. A Biafran, good luck Ebele Jonathan. He constituted the Constitutional Conference, and the Fulani people said it will not work. The Caliphate stamped on that very Constitutional Conference and they threw that paper away and tore it. And they continue to run your life in that same 1999 Constitution. And all of a sudden, somebody came and began to deceive you and begin to preach to you that he can be able to give you a better life. He can be able to give you a better country under the 1999 Constitution. And you believe him. But those of us who are hardcore students of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we know what you don't know. We see their end from the beginning. Every move the Zoological Republic make, we will see the end from the beginning. And when we saw the move that the London boy was making, we were calling him back. Because it doesn't matter what you say or how you get it, he is still a Biafran. As a Biafran and a brother, we told him to step aside. Do not be a hindrance to the progress of our freedom. Do not be a hindrance to our freedom, and do not be an instrument, an agent to be used to make sure that they continue to enslave us. Do not make yourself available as an instrument of enslavement against your own people. Do not allow them to use you to legitimize the evil entity and their atrocities against your own people. We told the London boy, but he refused to listen. And now we on a fisi baka. And now we on a fisi baka. Today, what is happening? Today, what is happening? Every single one of them whom we have spoken to and they refuse. Every single one of them who have called for the rest of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who have plotted the rest of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because of this same agenda, because of this same obedient movement. It is because of this 2023 election that some criminals in Biafra land, they ganged up together and they sold out our school to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Today, how far? Where are you today? Where are you today? Your so-called Igbo presidency, where is it? Because of this same criminal mission, because of this falsehood, because of this lie, they kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and held him against the court order to release him. They refused to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because of this evil agenda. And today, what is happening? After all their criminal act and evil, today, what is happening? Because of this same man, because of this same evil agenda, because of this same evil, that was why they were calling for the arrest of Master Simon Ekpa. That was why they were throwing all manner of stones against Master Simon Ekpa. That was why they were calling Master Simon Ekpa's name on different places, on different platforms, up to the extent of calling the government to arrest him, calling Interpol, calling Finland, calling him different kinds of names. Today, Can you hide your head in shame? Today, your head is buried in shame. But because you cannot shame the shameless, that is why so many of them are say coming online to talk trash. You can't shame the shameless. Because if they have an atom of shame, every one of them should be apologizing to Master Simon Ekpa today. You should be sending an apology to Master Simon Ekpa. Because he saw what he could not be able to see, standing on top of a mountain. What he saw sitting down over there in Finland, you could not see it while you are there on the zoo before your own very eyes. You couldn't see it. Today, what we see on the media is complaining right, left, and center. It would have been you. You were told not to vote. You were stopped from casting your vote. Your Beavers was not working. The election was not transferred. And when they begin to narrate that story, you would think it just started today. You see some of them making a video. They say you should share those videos. It's an evidence against the government. It's an evidence against this, against that. They will use that evidence to go and procure the court. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. When I hear them talk, I'll be trying to imagine what kind of brain do these people have? From which planet are this kind of set of people coming? When you hear them complain online, when you hear them shout, you will think that this is happening for the very first time. I saw somebody making a video where they were showing how the Northerners were thumbprinting on every ballot papers, where children were voting, where they were doing all manner of irregularities, and he was shouting, "We are going to use this evidence in the court against the INEC." And I'm asking, is this person born today? Is it the very first time? This same man who conducted this election, this same Mahmoud, did the same thing just some few years ago. Just some few years ago. This same thing you are seeing today have been done again and again and again. And it baffles me that the people who are complaining and talking online and talking trash of going to court and all this, these people have witnessed election in Nigeria, if not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times. And the same template. The same template. There is nothing you are seeing today in the electoral process of the Zolota Republic that you have not seen before. There is no irregularity you are seeing today that has not been existing there. There is no. But when you see them begin to cry and shout on their platform, if you are a foreigner, you would think that those things they are talking about is just happening for the very first time. When you talk about the electoral violence, when they talk about it, the way they talk about it online, the way they complain, if you are not holding yourself, if you don't have your senses are not intact, you will think that this thing is happening for the very first time. But I can tell you, every single thing you see happening in the Zolota Republic today has been happening all the way from independence. From the very first election that was conducted by the British themselves. This same thing you see called rigging has been going on. And when they handed over to that rigging, they perfected it very, very well in the hand of the Fulanis. The underage voting, the electoral variant, the thumbprinting, the excess counting, whatever you can call it, all this have been a footprint of the election of the Zolota Republic. There is no single thing that happened in the election that is not something that has been happening all over. All this while. And these were the reason that we are telling them that we will not continue to legitimize this evil. We will not continue to legitimize this fraud. That we will not continue to participate in this fraudulent activity. But while we were saying that, they called us names. They said we are disrupting their brother. Some of them, the only reason why they were asking for people to support the presidential candidate of Labour, it is because it is their tribe man. Some of them, the only reason they have to tell you to go and participate in the election is because they have somebody whom they claim and perceive is from their region contesting, the London boy. They feel that the London boy is from their region, is from their tribe, is from their side. That is why you must vote. Why must it be so? Why must it be so? Even when you know that your PVC cannot save you, neither will it count. Your vote cannot count. It has never counted. And it's not going to start today. And we told them that we are not going to participate We will not join them to legitimize this evil anymore. And I thank you, the Biafran people spoke very, very loud, and they are still speaking. The referendum is still going on. Biafran people are still sitting at home up till today as you're watching me. And I thank you that there are people on the ground watching. International communities on the ground. Observers on the ground watching to see what is going on. So it doesn't matter the propaganda the media projects. It doesn't matter the picture the visual media paint to the wall. There are people who are genuine on the ground, who are seeing that Biafran people did not participate in this evil thing called election. In a region where you have about 70 million people, out of the 70 million people, you have only 2 million participate in election. How do you call that participation? How are you going to justify that as participation? Out of 70 million, only 2 million participated. How do you call that participation? The world are not full. Of course, we know that in every 12 there will be a Judas. You can never have that 100%. But I can tell you that good percentage of Biafran people are sitting at the home and they never participate in this very evil act. They have refused to legitimize the fraudulent activities of Nigeria. And today, Biafrans are out. We are on our way out. And our countdown will continue. Our countdown continue. Few days to go. And it doesn't matter whatever anybody says. It doesn't matter your propaganda. It doesn't matter your blackmail. The autopiloted IPOB under the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Mazi Nandekano, we are consistency personified. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. What we say is what we do. We follow the truth and nothing but the truth without being politically correct. We will tell you the way it is. It's left for you to either take it or leave it. But as for the information, we will pass it the way it's supposed to be passed. When we were telling them, they said no. Today, go to the social media. They are all crying. I said it before that he that laughs last, laughs the best. He that laughs last, laughs the best. Why they were calling us names? They were there calling for the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa. That Mazi Simon Ekpa is stopping their candidate from winning. Mazi Simon Ekpa collected 2 million. Mazi Simon Ekpa this, Mazi Simon Ekpa did that. Arrest Mazi Simon Ekpa. And today, I believe you can bury your head in shame. That man you have called name today has always been right. Just like our Supreme Leader Mazi Nandekano has always been right. And Mazi Nandekano handed us this assignment. Mazi Nandekano handed to us the autopiloted IPOB this very assignment. He said it in clear terms. There will be no 2023 election in Biafra land. Mazi Nandekano made it expressly clear. And he laid up a course on those of them who participate. And today you can see those courses working on them. And it's going to work more. That very course that Mazi Nandekano led on the people that participate in this election, wait for it. It's going to come after you. It is going to happen. We are waiting for your protest. We are watching. We are going to be on the background to defend Biafra land. We will be on Biafra land to defend Biafra land by all means possible. We will be on the background. Why those of you criminals, those of you who are peddling your lies and propaganda, those of you who have sold their soul to the enemy, will be watching. We'll be watching you. We'll be watching you. We will be sitting and we'll be watching every one of you, your moves. Because that Mazi Nandekano led on those who participated in the election. If you know that you participated, every single one of you, that course is going to follow you. There's no two ways about it. You can't escape it. You cannot escape it, no matter how you try. You can't escape it. You are going to face the consequence of your action. And because those of us who are watching, we knew what will happen when it hasn't happened. We knew. And here are we. We stood our ground. We stood firm. We stood firm. And we said we will not participate. We stood firm. And I thank Chukwu Okekabiama for the mental toughness of Master Simon Ekpa, against all the attack, all the blackmail, all the propaganda, including international and local, fighting against him, disrupting him, all kind of hindrance. He stood his ground. Every autopilot member, we stood our ground and we continue to preach our gospel, continue to say we will not be part of it. And Biafrans in Biafra land, they keyed into it. Today, here are we. Here are we. We have been vindicated and right. We have been vindicated in all ramifications.